doing? Well, most of us have probably already turned our furnaces on in the past week, and some maybe have started a fire in the fireplace. But when we do these things to keep us warm, we have to be wary of some fire hazards that also come along for the ride. Joining us now to discuss the cautions, we need to take to avoid any fires or hazardous situations is West Bloomfield Fire Department's Fire Marshal Byron Turnquist. Byron, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning, Larry. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Well, hanging in there. We're up in Mount Pleasant this week with the conference for fire marshals and fire inspectors from across the entire state.
So that's a first question I could ask you there. So when we hear the term fire marshal, what are your duties there with the West Bloomfield Fire Department as the fire marshal?
My wife likes to call me the fun governor, but really the fire marshal's office gets involved in new construction right from the get-go, meeting with the planning, the developers in the planning department, making sure fire hydrants are in the proper location, making sure the streets and roadways are wide enough to handle our fire apparatus so that we can get to the emergency quickly when we need to. And then throughout the building process, we're there in the commercial setting. We're checking for fire alarms, fire exits, sprinkler systems if the building has it, all the life safety features that are going to be in a building. And then once the building's built and occupied and open, we come in and visit every year just to make sure that we're maintaining the life safety things and keeping the business safe for everybody that's in the building.
So I started off by talking about people are turning their furnaces on for the first time in maybe 6 months, and a lot of times you often smell some burning. When should you be concerned about that burning smell that's coming from a furnace?
You always want to pay attention to it anytime any noise or smell comes out of your furnace. But if it's that smell of the dust being burnt off that was there last year and the smell dissipates rather quickly, there's no real reason to be alarmed. But if something continues, if a haze starts to develop, you never want to hesitate calling us. We're more than happy to come out just to investigate what might be going on, and hopefully it's just the dust being burned off. But we have no problem coming out and taking a peek and setting your mind at ease.
And I know the greater West Bloomfield area has a lot of homes that have fireplaces, and fireplaces pose a completely different hazard. I'm going to guess you folks at the fire department respond to your share of incidents involving fireplaces every year. What are some of the most common things that people do wrong when they have a fireplace burning?
Well, before you start using it for the season, you want to have a chimney sweep, a professional come out and evaluate your fireplace along with the chimney. Make sure everything's in good working order before you start to use it. When you do build a fire, first thing you want to do is make sure that you open the flue to give the smoke and heat an opportunity to exit the house and not fill your home with smoke and ruin the evening that you had planned. And then it's also important that you use clean, dry wood that's designed to be burned or dried and ready to be burned. You don't want to use yard waste or construction materials or trash that you want to try to get rid of. Using that clean, dry wood will give you the good fire. The smoke will vent up the chimney like it's supposed to, and you can have an enjoyable time.
And then a lot of times people have some sort of a screen in front of the fireplace. Sometimes they're made of glass. Sometimes they're actual screen. What is the safest thing to have directly in front of the fire there?
The safest thing to do is have the screen and the glass closed. But minimally, you want to have that screen closed just in case there's a pop. You don't want a spark or ash to pop out of the fireplace and land someplace that it shouldn't, on your rug or on your hardwood floors. You don't want anything to be burned by the fire. And it's also important to keep all the combustibles, especially around the holiday time, keep your decorations clear and away from the fireplace to prevent a problem.
So another thing you should definitely have this time of year is a carbon monoxide detector along with your smoke alarm. Could you talk a little bit about the importance of all of those, both of those in every household?
Excuse me. Being up here at the class, we've been talking a lot about life safety, and Michigan right now has a significant problem with people perishing in house fires. So far, we've had over 91 people perish in house fires or in structure fires this year, and we want to do everything we can to prevent that. One great thing, a tool that every home should have is you should have working smoke detectors. Your smoke alarms should be placed in every bedroom, on every level of your home, and outside of every sleeping area. And those smoke alarms will give you that early notification in the event of a fire that helps give you time to safely exit the home. With turning our furnaces on and burning fires in our fireplace, again, before you do that, it's always a great idea to make sure that your hot water heater vents and your furnace vents are free and clear of obstruction so that those are going to vent properly. But having a CO detector is going to give you that warning in case something's not working properly there. And if they're not burning right and not working right, you have incomplete combustion, which causes that CO, which is odorless and colorless. And it's just extremely important that you have working carbon monoxide alarms in your home as well.
And so a good place for the local community to learn all about fire safety will be at the annual Firehouse open house that's coming up this Sunday, October 2nd. Can you tell us a little about some of the things that are going to be going on there this weekend?
Yeah, again, it's going to be at Fire Station 1, which is just north of the high school. There's parking at the high school. Parks and Rec is partnering with us and providing a free shuttle. So families with young kids and strollers, they don't have to walk from the high school up to Station 1. And you're getting all kinds of demonstrations. We're going to have a vehicle extrication, kitchen fire demonstration to teach everybody what not to do in the event of a kitchen fire. And then the important theme this year, kind of going in line with the smoke alarms, is knowing your exit plan, planning your escape. So you know if there is a fire in your home, what are you going to do? Everybody needs to get out of the house and everybody needs to go to the same meeting place so that when we show up to fight the fire, we know that all your family members are out and safe and we can go to fighting the fire and we don't have to worry about a rescue.
And besides having a specific meeting place for everyone, what are like one or two other big things that are important that people should be ready for in case a fire does break out at their house?
You should have, again, the working smoke alarms. That gives you the early notification. Teaching your children and adults in your home to sleep with their bedroom doors closed. In the event of a fire, that door will be a great partition and keep the smoke from getting into your bedroom. Most of the people that have perished in fires this year, the fires have happened between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. And when you're asleep, you need that notification. So again, the smoke alarms are the best thing to alert you of a problem in the home. And then finally, it's always a great idea to have working fire extinguishers. And you want to make sure that those are readily accessible. Over time, they always tend to creep to the back of the closet or to the back of the cabinet. But keep them up front, keep them accessible so that if you need them for a fire, you can get them quickly.
Well, Byron, I want to thank you for taking time out from your conference today to join us on the show, and we will see you on Sunday at the open house.
Great. Thanks for having me. Have a great day.